So again, welcome to everybody who is attending today's session. Today we're going to be talking about uploading images, how to update and resize images that you might have. If you are new to eVetSites, this will be helpful. We have gotten you started with some images on the basic pages. We definitely want you to customize those images with either images you have taken or picking out stock images that we have to offer. If you need images, buttons, and icons, we have tons of those to offer you. We can also customize them at no additional cost as well for your website, and I want to show you how you can find those and how you request those to be customized. We're also going to talk about forms. We'll get you started with some basic forms. We also have the mini form. The mini form is a little bit more complicated as far as activating, but we're going to go through that. And then we also have PDFs, the option to link to PDFs. So if you have current forms that you want your clients to go ahead and print off and fill out before they come to your clinic, this is a great opportunity to put those on your website. Saves you some time. Also want to talk about linking today, linking to pages within your website. You can also link to pages outside of your website. So we're just going to go a little bit more in depth than we normally do on the general orientation. Again, please let me know if you have specific questions or are looking to do something in particular. Okay. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is log into your website. You're going to use this key down here. Okay, now that we are logged in, so say we've already done some staff images, or we want to revamp the home page, and we like this picture well enough, but it's time for a change. Okay. First, going to go to your Edit Content button. Now, replacing this image is as simple as clicking on it, hitting the backspace or delete button. Okay. If you have images of your own, you're more than welcome to upload those images. Whether you're going to use stock images or upload your own images, you're going to want to click Insert Edit Image. You're going to also want to pick virtually where you want to start with or put that image. I'll go into how to place that image a little bit more specific as well. So you want to go to the source here, this little file here. Okay, now once you're here under My Files, we have some files here started for you with some stock images. If you upload into this file, it's going to alphabetize your files down here. Okay. You're welcome to put them into different folders or create a new folder. You can create a folder this way and just be like My Images. That way maybe it's an easy way for you to find it. You can name it whatever you want. Now, if you're going to upload and want to organize these into files, you do need to organize on the front end, meaning you need to, determine what folder you want it in first. It does create a little link, so we have disabled the ability to click and drag after the fact. This is a protection so that if you have images on your site, that the links don't get broken. If those links get broken, the images will not appear on your site. Now you can click into the folder and then upload the image if you want. Okay. Or you can go to you have images, documents. You can upload Word documents, PDF files. If you want to pick an image, say in canines, we can pick another image here to insert. We'll go ahead and click this little playful one. Now it's going to get you started off with the dimensions here. Some of the images, most of the images that you're going to take off your camera and digital cameras are going to be of really high resolution. Okay, so you might get numbers here that are 1200 by 1200. Typically an image on your website is going to be between 200 and 400 pixels. Usually, sometimes you want larger images if you're doing slideshows. So for example, we'll go ahead and put this image in and I'll show you how big it is. Okay. Alright, so we have this image in here. Now it's pretty large and the text is down here. It's not wrapping around. So how do we fix that? Double click on the image, dimensions. You want to change the first number. Click somewhere in the gray space. It'll change the second number for you. You want to keep the proportions constrained so that the image doesn't distort. Okay. You also, while in here, you can give the image a description. Say this is the clinic dog, Fluffy. and you can put in location, description, so that when someone hovers over the picture, they'll be able to have a, know what the title is. This is also good for SEO. When the SEO is search engine optimization. When the search engines are crawling your website, they're going to crawl even all these image descriptions. So it gives you some more opportunity to put in descriptors. All right, click OK. All right, so that makes our image a little bit smaller. Again, our text is right up against the image, and again, the text isn't wrapping. How do we get it to wrap? Double click on that image again. Go to the Advanced tab. Under Advanced tab, we can align the image to the left, center, or right. This is going to then allow the text to wrap around it. Okay, so I want it to the left of my image, and I don't want the image right up against the text, so I'm going to give it a right margin of 10 pixels. And if there's any text that wraps around to the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and click 10, put 10 pixels in there as well. You can get kind of fancy. If you want a border color, you can choose any color here. All right, if you have a particular color, you can always type the number in here. Click OK. We want to determine how thick that border is. I'm going to make it a 5-pixel border. Click OK. And now you can see that our text is to the right of the image. We have a border. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm clicking Save Content down here. And then we want to take a look at it. I do get a lot of calls that say, oh, it looks great in the editor, but it doesn't look the same on my website. And that's going to happen. It's going to size to whatever this window is, and again, also whatever screen you're on or your clients are on. Okay, so that's important to note. But see that we have that border here on the right, and we have the border here on the bottom. Okay, does anybody have any questions about resizing images or updating images? I know a lot of people, folks are working with their staff pages. Again, click Edit Content. This image too, you can center it in this cell. This is in a table. We do have a video on tables specifically. We organize, especially bios in tables so that the text and the pictures, especially when the window collapses down onto mobile devices, that the spacing looks good. Okay. So you do the same thing here. If you want to replace it, highlight it, backspace, delete it, and replace it and upload that image. And then over here, you would just start typing the bio. Okay. Any questions about this? About it, uploading new pictures? We do have a bunch of stock images. So say for right now you don't have an image of somebody, but you want something in there just to create the space to kind of flow if you do have everyone else's picture. Click the source button. All right. You can, pick one of the stock images if you want. More stock images can be found in the image bank. Okay, so click image bank, click eVetSites. All right, down here in icons, we have the icons, and we also have picture buttons. We'll go through both of these. Just while we're here, we have the icons for payment options, associations. We have buttons. So this request an appointment button, we can customize the color and or text on that. All right, so for right now, like if someone's camera shy, we have these camera shy pictures that you can put in there for right now just as placeholders until you get pictures of your staff. Okay. Again, you can center this image. All right. You can give it borders, all of that. Make sure you're saving your content as we go along. Okay. Let's pop really quickly back into the buttons. I just want to show you, make sure you know the options. So under source, under image bank, under eVetSites, under icons. And again, any of these icons can be hyperlinked to either pages within your website or to outside. So if you want to link to Care Credit, you would just click the Care Credit button and then we'll hyperlink it, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Again, we have different buttons for different pages. So if you have questions that you want to send the clients to the pet library, we have different pet library buttons. We have different Facebook icons here. So we get you started with certain buttons. You don't have to use those, and again, you can add these different buttons. So prescription refill. Again, lots of different options. I want to make sure you guys know you can customize the colors and the text. I know I keep saying that, but just want to make sure you know that there are lots of options here. Okay. And if there's a social media button that you're not seeing, our designer on staff will be happy to make one for you. Okay. Let's go ahead and close out of here. Now, where do people mostly put their buttons? Usually in the common content area. How do we get there? We go to Admin Home. Under Administration is where you're going to find your header content, footer content, and common content to edit. Once you click on there, it looks pretty much the same. The editor does. Again, you'll see tables set up so that things resize properly. Okay. So if you wanted to add, say, make an appointment button, you would just click down here, go into your Insert Edit Image, Source, Image Bank, under eVetSites, and you could find under the icon buttons. Okay. Again, you can play with the size of this. You can add a description here. All right, so right now it's just an image. We want to click this image, insert edit link, and if this was an outside website, if we wanted to send this to Facebook, we would put the URL in here, but we're wanting to, hyperlink to our appointment button, okay? And under our link list here is going to be every page within our website, okay? So you would just scroll here to find your request appointment button. This is going to go to your form. Under Target, we're going to click None or keep it None. If this was to Facebook, we'd want to do a new window because we want it to open a new window and not take your client away from your website. Okay. But since we're staying in the your website, we're going to click OK. Making sure to update and save content as you go along. Let's go back to the website and take a look at this. So now we have a request appointment button. Click on this button, and it's going to take us to the form for requesting an appointment. Okay, so this leads us into talking about forms. Now we get you started with some forms, but so we have the new client form, prescription refill, change of address, request appointment. Okay. The neat thing about the forms, though, is you can either edit these to be customized to your clinic, or you can create one from scratch. If we were going to create one from scratch, we would first go to Edit menu. We would want to place our form where we wanted it. Okay, we're just going to add a new form underneath the Forms tab. It's going to give me my menu display name. I'm going to just call this Practice. This title here is what's going to show up in the search engine, so you can, again, use this area for more descriptions. The page slug is going to shorten the URL. This is good for SEO. This is also good for marketing materials. All right, again, description down here, we would probably, whatever this form is going to be, but this is practice form. And then page type. This is where we're going to choose the page type. We're going to choose Form Advanced. Now we do have basic and advanced forms. I suggest using the advanced forms because once you create it as an advanced form, you can download all of the responses into an Excel file. It gives you more options. So we're going to save menu. There's basically the same thing as a basic form. It just, again, it gives you more options. So here we have a blank screen. To create our form even further, we're going to create our options. We're going to click Edit Special. And this is the same if you were going to edit one of the forms that we gave you. You would click Edit Special. Okay. You get to choose which email this form, once they fill it out, where it's going to go. Okay, you can change again the name of it. Here you get the form response. So once they fill out the form, they're going to get a response. If this is a prescription refill form, a lot of times people will put in, the time frame that they'll get back to them with if they haven't heard back, to please call. This is, not an emergency. It's not advice, that type of thing. This is your space to do with what you want. So you would just click in here and type your message in here. Okay. Again, you can add images. You can even add video. Okay. Now down here it says show CAPTCHA. I suggest yes, this will reduce the amount of spam that you receive. Okay. And down here we're going to add our fields. Now we have some fields already pre-done for you. So the name is going to give you first and last, the phone. You can create your own questions or your own fields, and you can choose to give them a text area, text block, or text field to fill that information out before it's sent to you. So I'm going to go ahead and add my name. Okay. And say I want them to be able to choose an appointment time. And this is appointment suggestions. This is not actually connecting to your practice management software. It just gives them options. So a lot of people will give a couple options in here for first choice and second choice. Okay. So even though it says appointment here, you can do first choice. You can label these. Okay. And over here, the required button, you can make these required or not, meaning they have to fill out something before it'll send to you. Okay. So maybe we want to just make first choice required and maybe not the second. Again, this is up to you. Make sure you're clicking update. Let's go and close out of here so that we can see what it looks like. Okay. So again, it gives them the calendar options, and then they would submit the form and it would email to you. Okay. Any questions so far about creating a form or editing a form? We can go into one of the current forms that we have. Again, you can edit this up here, this paragraph. You'll want to use edit content. Everything else is templated, okay? So you'll want to use the edit special button. All right. Where are the calendar options changed? So the calendar, sorry, we do have a question. Let me back up here. And let's go to our practice page. So the calendar options are given for the day that they're filling it out. It's not something where you can fill out available times. That's the only downfall of using this feature. It's just so that they can provide times that would work for them. And again, it's something that you would have to call and verify with them and look at your calendar on your practice management software. I hope that answers your question. If I'm misunderstanding the question, please type back with me and I'll try to address it further. Okay. All right, so back to forms. Any questions about editing the current forms that we've provided for you? Again, you click edit special. You can delete any of the options that we've provided. You can move where they're located by using these green arrows. You can add new fields. Again, if you wanted to add, maybe you wanted to know the pet's name and there's not a space for that, you could click the text area. You can choose where you want it to be. Oh, there's pet's name in here, but say we want it, again, or at the top, click here, update. Okay, this is our text area. Or maybe you want to do what is your main reason for an appointment. Okay, you can fill whatever you want in there. Again, it gives it some text space to fill out. So we can update that, close it up here again, and take a look and see what that looks like. Okay. Now we mentioned that if you have PDFs, so say you want to use this new client form But you also want to give them the option of filling out or printing off the form and bringing it with them. Okay, you can go to Edit Content and click here for PDF version. You can highlight any set of words or pictures. Go to Insert Edit Link. The URL, you can click this file folder here. And I actually don't have any PDFs currently in here, so you can upload your Word documents or a PDF, and then you would click Insert and it will hyperlink. So when they click here, it will take them to the form that you have uploaded. Any questions about that? Okay. Now we mentioned mini forms. What does a mini form mean? So we have this practice form that we created. Say I want to give them an option on the main page to upload the form. Okay. This is a little bit more involved because, again, like I mentioned, tables, we want to use a table so that things space correctly. Okay. So I'm going to go to Edit Content here. And I'm actually going to put this information into a table here. Okay. How do I do that? Insert Table. I'm going to do 3 across, just because I'm going to put all of this, the picture, all of the text, into the table. I'm just copying and pasting here, okay? And then I still have one space over here. It's kind of tiny right now. All right, so how am I going to do that? I'm going to go to macros here and I'm going to insert a form, okay? Which form do I want? I'm going to put the practice form that we started. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to save content. I'm going to close this window. And now you can see that I have the form in here. Now you can see all this text is scrunched, which is why we want to take a look at it, okay? So it might be that we play around a little bit, go to Edit Content, and maybe I just want to have this text below instead of actually here. I can either cut and copy it, and I can delete the column here. I can come down here and put the text. Okay, let's save content, and let's take a look at how that looks. Looks a little bit better. So again, it depends on how you don't have to do this on the home page. You can do this on any page that you want. But just so that you know, any form that you have, so if it's a create or new client or request appointment, or change of address, you can put any of these forms into a mini form on any page. Okay. So if you decided that you wanted something on the informational pages or maybe under the contact us, again, you can put these anywhere that you want. Any questions about inserting any of the forms to make them a mini form? Okay. All right, so we have reviewed uploading images and how to update and resize the different options we have as far as stock images, buttons and icons. Again, those buttons and icons can be customized. For images, just a word of advice, want to make sure that you're not saving pictures off the internet. They do embed those with code and you will get a bill charging you for the use of those images. So you just want to make sure that you're using the stock images that we've provided or images that you've taken yourself, or there are sites that you can purchase images and with a particular license for use on your website only. Okay, very important that those are the only options as far as using images. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? We talked about forms, using a full page form, making that form a mini form on any page, uploading PDFs and other files, and then also linking to pages. Just to reiterate, you can link to any page within your website. So you can, so this pet library, you can see on the home page we have this button, this pet library icon right here. you're welcome to hyperlink any set of words or pictures. So again, this pet library, these video buttons are all hyperlinks to pages within your website. Okay, and this helps in navigation. This helps with your SEO as far as folks finding pages. You can put more buttons in the common content area. Again, to review, to get to that common content area, you go to admin home, administration, and then again you can find the header content, the footer content, and the common content. Some people put a lot of buttons in the footer content, or even several in the header. Again, it's just how you want that information displayed. Okay. Just a reminder too, whatever you put in the header, that's what's going, as when your clients are on mobile devices, it will collapse down, and that's what they're going to see first. Again, you want your phone number probably in the header, just so if someone's on their iPhone or Android device, that your phone number is in the header. And you can see that this is linked so that they can just push the phone number and it'll automatically dial you. If you don't have it linked, we can help you with that, or you can go in to insert edit link and type TEL : and the phone number. Okay, and then it'll be linked. All right, make sure you're clicking OK and saving your work as you go. All right, I know I went through some of that really quickly, but I'm going to open it up to questions now. Or if you want specific examples, I can show you some more things. Please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and pause right now for questions. And you can raise your hand and I can unmute you, or you can just type into the question screener. If you're going through your website, we can also talk about your specific website if need be. Again, from admin home, just in case you're not familiar with it, this is where you're going to review the integrated content articles. So you saw on the home page I have rotating articles. This is where you can actually review those articles. You can uncheck the ones that you don't want rotating. You can choose for 2, 4, or 6 of these articles to rotate, and it'll pick from all the ones that are checked here. And you can see this down here. Okay. Again, this is a templated page type. So you can go to Edit Special, and if you want only 2 articles to rotate, and then you can click the categories. Just looking at the questions we have, do we have a stock employee application? We do. It's in a PDF form. So under Forms, Files, PDF, and Other, we have an employment application here. And it's in a PDF form right now. Okay, you can link to this and use this if you want. Okay, we don't have this in a form, but again, that's where coming into making a form. If you want this, or something similar as a form, you can use this information or any information that you want and to create a form of your own if you like. Okay, to create a form of your own, just to review, you would go to Edit Menu. You would pick where you want that form to be. So for example, maybe I wanted an employment form. I would rename it here. I would give it a longer title for my clinic. Okay. You can do another description here. Again, when the search engines crawl your website, they're going to be crawling all of this information behind the scenes as well. So if someone's looking for a job in the veterinary field, or tech position, or office manager position, you can put that in the description here and you will come up and higher in their search when they're looking for you in your area. You also want to put the locations, but just make sure that any information that you have back here also kind of matches the information that you have on the form page in that paragraph. want to make sure that that's very descriptive and that it matches, okay? Again, for your page type, you'll choose the, I would choose advanced form and save your menu information. And let me show you too. So if, say you have a bunch of people that fill out your form, say for a new client, or you want to review how many came in this week, you can, under Edit Special, there's two ways to check this. You can download results as an Excel file here, or you can go back to your admin home area, okay, and under Super Forms. So once someone fills out a form, it will list under here, and it will list which form it was, and then you can download those results as an Excel file as well. But you can also see all the listings of who has filled out that form. So it will email to you, but it will also show up in this admin home area and the Excel file. Okay. Any other questions or concerns right now? I mean, this does conclude our topic discussion for today, but please feel free to hang around if you're working on your website and you want, and another question comes around. I'm going to hang out for a little while, so please just either raise your hand or type into the question screener, or you can give us a call at 888-332-5316. Again, we do have some of this information on our help site. So for example, the mini forms, I would suggest when you go to eVetSiteHelp.com using the search button up here, and you can search for mini form, and it'll come up and it'll actually have step-by-step instructions for you. All right. And again, if you're having trouble or anything, you can give us a call. We can always do a team viewer session with you. Okay. Oh, looks like Marissa, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. How can I help you? You should be unmuted and you can talk with us. Maybe that was an accident hand raised, but let me know if you have questions or if you want to type into the question screener instead. All right, again, thank you for attending today. If you have any further questions, please feel free to email us at support@eVetSites.com or give us a call at 888-332-5316, extension 2.